Welcome to the northern tip of San Francisco Bay and a gloriously warm Sears Point International Raceway for the American Le Mans Grand Prix of Sonoma.
I think we're going to have a great time with this one. Let's take a look at our Dodge starting lineup. On the front, it's McNish with that awesome time in the Audi next to his teammate Emanuele Pirol.
Row 2 is all Panos. David Brabham, Jan Magnus, teammates beside them, Johnny O'Connell, and the Herald Cato.
Row 3 will be Mimo Scatarella and Didier de Radiguez in the Olive Garden Lola next to the points leaders, Leto and Mueller in the BMW. And we are underway. 2 hours and 45 minutes, the Grand Prix of Sonoma, and McNish leads up the hill. But look at that, that's Brabham, and he obviously wanted to get by in a hurry.
Oh, did you see JJ Leto in the BMW all over the curb trying to get by one of the Panos cars?
Leto knows he wants to get to the front early in this one. They have got to get the job done. They just haven't been quite on the pace. Right now it's Audis out front, then the two Panos cars, then it is Lelo, and he was able to get around the Olive Garden Lola. Good start for JJ Leto.
And this is the twiddly little bits that Alan McNish spoke about earlier on. Then they get to the long high-speed S's, and they are so fast. Great onboard camera stuff here.
That's on board with Bill Oberlin. They come out of that long downhill carousel, and then here they bend into turn 7, and this starts the run that McNish said really favors the Audis.
This is it. Load the gun right here. Just watch the speed through these S's.
Each one of these S's snugs up just a little bit, and turn 10, the last corner of the S's, that is a serious gut check corner.
On board again with Bill Oberlin. Number 42, there's our speed shot, 160 miles an hour before the braking zone here, turn 11.
Here's a good look at your leaders in GT. Now, there are but 3 cars in that class. That is the Vipers. Then we have our GTS, that Porsche right there. There are the 2 Barber cars. There is the number 7 BMW running in the GT division. And that car, started by Boris Said, on board right now as he is giving chase to the 2 Barber machines.
BMWs have gone very well here. Dick Barber has won all this class, all the GT classes so far this year, and BMW never beaten here. Remember, Steve Evans told us that at the top of the show.
But look at what happened a little bit earlier, Derek.
Now this is, he catches the GTS car, which is supposed to be faster. Down the inside, Vic Rice is in the number 08. He turns in, and Mueller has to clip the inside of the curve. I hope he didn't do any damage.
That's one of our, one of the 2 cars from the Racers group, the either 66, we get word now it's the 66, that's Kevin Buckler, the owner of the Racers group, who in the past here, his team is actually based right here. He has been brutally fast on this circuit, but problems early on. Now, of course, we talked about that GT battle, and one of the favorites was the number 51 Barber machine. There it is, Bob Wallach driving, and they have already had a little bit of a moment on the track, we understand.
Weaver in the Lola down the inside. Look at this, closes down. Weaver can't get out of it. Oh, and then just touch, and he sends him around. That's going to happen all afternoon long here. Oh, now he's committed, and he sees Bob Waller come across. There's nothing he can do except try and hope that the low tap doesn't do too much damage. You know what? I think he got away with it.
Still in all, though, Mueller continues to lead with Boris Said in the number 7 BMW, second in the GT category.
Now this is a good fight here, Greg, because JJ Leto and Sciattarella are actually closing in on Johnny O'Connell, the number 2 Panos car, running 4th. So McNish and Pirro, the Audi, still lead 1-2. Brabham and O'Connell are 3rd and 4th. And then Leto and Sciattarella are beginning to close in, and they're still in the traffic. And look at Sciattarella right behind the BMW of JJ Leto. There's O'Connell.
There's O'Connell, so that's the margin there in the battle for 4th. Not far behind them either, that battle between Johansson and the Reynard Judd, number 36, and Oberlin and the other BMW continues to be close. Look at this! Traffic.
3 wide in the middle of the S's. You don't often get away with a move like that.
And the number 24, it's Mark Simmel, the team entry to Stefan Johansson.
Yeah.
So Simmel, this is his first start in this car. Every race this year, he's driven a different LMP car. He's trying to get a feel for what kind of car he'd like to maybe run next year. So he's been guesting a lot. And look at this. We've got Sciattarella. Looks like he went around the outside of Leto down in turn 11.
Maybe the high downforce on this Raffinelli run Lola is beginning to pay dividends here under race conditions. And look, the GT cars, you got to squeeze past them again.
Oh, Sciattarella has pulled off in the Olive Garden Lola. Lots of smoke emanating from the pipes.
Yeah, the old hand grenade just went off.
And, oh, look at the traffic jam. And where's a wrecker on track here at the top of the hill?
The BMW.
Yeah, number 10. It's the number 10 entry.
Brian Cunningham is behind the wheel.
It doesn't look like he got in. I don't see any damage on the car, Derek.
No.
Well, maybe mechanical just pulled up. Boy, we've got a great battle for second amidst all of the GT action. David Brabham, who has been an absolute thorn in the side of the Audi equip this season, is applying immense pressure to Emanuele Pirot in the battle for second.
We're 25 laps into it, and this is a great fight here for second place. Here's the problem. The high-speed S's, if you have to back off right there, Brabham gets the run. Here he goes. Yes, he got second.
Boy, he went by him like he was parked, and that's because Pirot was. He lifted big time when he ran up on that BMW, and Brabham timed that beautifully. And there's the number 1 Panos of David Brabham, and it has just made its pit stop. Just before that, the leader, Alan McNish, pitted, stayed on board, so there's your double stint for the driver, and they're going to double stint the tires. They did no tire change, so now Emanuele Pirot is in the lead.
Yes, he is, but David Brabham could not stay in the car. They put Magnussen into that car.
The leader is in. 78, Emanuele Pirot brings the lead Audi in, Steve.
Just topping it out, got a double stint, but apparently so is Pirot. Frank Biella is suited up and ready, but gets a wave off. Now you saw there were no tires going on the 77 car. We'll see about number 78.
But that was a mighty stint by David Brabham to hound him for the whole stint long and finally get that second place. But to re-establish the lead, because McNish came in first, by the time the shuffle was all done, said and done, McNish is now still 54 seconds ahead, it looks like, over Pirot, his teammate.
We're taking a look at some of the telemetry. You can see the speeds building, 160, 161 through the S's. Now here's a look at Jean-Marc Gounod, of course, took over from Bill Auberlen. He looks to be fighting that car terribly. He was all elbows just flying inside there, and he had a big moment coming out of the hairpin just a bit earlier, Derek.
This is turn 11, the end of the lap. Gets on the power here. Watch what happens. He's out of control right there, and away she goes. Around on a simple lazy spin right in front of everybody. No harm done. Didn't hit anybody. All on his own. All on his lonesome.
Well, right now, Boris has taken up where he left off earlier when those other cars came lapping through, as he continues to apply immense pressure here. And he continually shows his nose right there to the inside, going down into that carousel. And he's trying to tuck inside this time. He got a run this time. And, well, I don't know. I think the Porsche a little bit more grunt right there. Boris shows the nose to the inside again, but he's just too far back. Steve Evans, though, second place in GT is in.
Absolutely. We wondered at the top of the show if the BMW could match fuel mileage with Porsche, and apparently not. This is Boris said coming out of the car, Hans Stuck going in. It takes a while to change drivers here because of their size. I mean, I'm 6'2" and look up to both of these guys.
Here comes the leader in the GT division, though, as Dirk Mueller brings that Barber Porsche down into the pits.
And he's going to turn it over to Lucas Luhr. The Barber team goes to work. This team is undefeated in ALMS competition this year.
Here it is, and that's Hans Stuck, and that is the number 5 of Lucas Luhr. And Stuck tried the outside. Now he's going to look inside, trying to get around the Viper. He's got the lap car, one of the Cranium machines, right in front as well. And boy, gets a little bit of a breather there for Lucas Luhr, but it took Stuck no time at all to catch that car. But of course, Stuck had one lap of warmer tires,
he did.
And he made the most of it.
That is an advantage, a definite advantage, but this Porsche has held off the BMW for more than half the race. It has been a mighty struggle.
That's number 2, Kato, and that was 4th place at the time. And the number 91 Viper has struggled as well. It's been off track, just now coming back on. So suddenly that's the car that was leading in GTS. There's Kato
coming over the top.
Oh, he just ran wide at a humongous clip.
So Kato appears to have done that all by himself and sent the Viper off the racetrack in avoidance.
Here now is the Viper off track into the tires.
Innocent bystander, Beretta and Wendlinger. Wendlinger at the wheel in the number 91 car. Will he be forced to stop? He's got damage, but you know what? It doesn't look as if there's substantial damage.
And Alan McNish is now, Derek, a lap up on the field. And we're going to go back and take a look at how he did it, and that plays into that strategy beautifully.
And this is a great demonstration again of Audi technology at its very best. And in fact, Pirro moves over, makes it easy for him, but it's hard to believe that Alan McNish and a team this talented with drivers that are so equal on a general basis is able to lap the second place car, which is his teammate. What a demonstration by McNish and by this Audi team.
This is going to be interesting here, and let's watch for it. Oh, did I see a yellow flag there as well? That's where Kato's off, so you cannot pass in this area of track, and that's why. There's the wrecker hauling Kato's car off track.
Look at this, look at this. Braking zone for turn 11. Lucas Luhr is on oversteer when he exits these corners, and Hans Stuck is coming down the inside, and the leader is in the middle of the mix.
And right when Stuck thought, maybe I've got the run here, I can do something with it, the prototypes come whistling up through and disrupt everybody's rhythm. Like I said, it's not just the prototypes getting slowed by slower traffic. They can affect battles for the GT category as well. We've seen it again.
Welcome back to Sears Point Raceway, and the race leader Alan McNish brings the number 77 Audi in for what should be its final pit stop. That last stint by Alan was almost 60 minutes. This means that Ronaldo Capello should be able to go the rest of the way without a splash of fuel, which we are really thinking about.
The Panos is in a driver change, fueling the car. Remains to be seen if they'll get tires. It appears that they will. They just about have to. They've double stented this rubber. Yep, the car goes up. It gets 4 new Michelins. And it appears that on fuel economy, based on timing at pit stops, that the Audis, the BMWs, and the Panos are all pretty much similar. I mean, they're coming in within a lap or two of each other.
And now down in the pit comes Emanuele Pirro, and this is their final stop, obviously. He'll be turning over to Frank Biela, and that stop, we're going to watch indeed. There's the driver's change. Had a look there at the number 43. That's the BMW V12. Had a bit of a moment just a moment ago.
Have a look at this here. Again in traffic. He tries to go down the inside, realizes that the Porsche didn't see him, stands on the anchors. That was probably a little bit brave of our Bill Arbel to try and make that move. He was coming from a long way behind. Somebody's off. Oh, yes, look at this here. Car number 66. In fact, he's taken 2 cars off.
That 66, he was parked. Remember that car was off and was parked a long time ago.
He's got sideswiped by the number 52 car, which is Tony Burgess and Stefano Buttiero from Torino, Italy. So that Sears Point.
Yeah, the damage to Buckler's car should be pretty well minimal. Oh, we got a new leader in GT. Stuck in the midst of traffic. Oberlin right there has gone around Lucas Luhr, and Hans Stuck has taken the Yokohama BMW into the GT lead. Lucas Luhr there, and then silver, number 5 Barber Porsche, now in second.
By my watch, that one single pass has taken almost 2 hours and 20 minutes to accomplish.
Overall, there you see Biela in the second place Audi. Then it is Brabham back in the Panos third. Then it is Leto, I believe, back now in the 42 BMW, and the BMW running at 5th as well, the team car. Donahue Archer, this is a great opportunity. First win for this duo over Wedlinger Beretta and then Rice Brown in the GTS Porsche.
Uh-oh, is Brabham in trouble?
He looks to be slowing just a little bit. We're getting reports that it might be transmission related.
What a shame after the job he did, particularly in that opening stint. J.J. Leto and Jörg Mueller in the second of the BMWs now move up to 3rd place. And there's Guy Smith, Stefan Johansson's teammate, and he is in trouble also. He's going slowly. So Johansson and Guy Smith have had this car now into the top 6, but Guy Smith, and this is a Reynard with a V10 Judd engine, they are in deep, deep trouble. They broke 7 gearboxes in Sebring alone.
It's a little late in the going. Oh! He just hit him!
He absolutely ran into the back of his teammate and team leader and race leader.
And Biela was closing. I think he was going to, they are a lap apart, and he wanted to unlap himself, at least get scored on the same lap, and was taking a run. And suddenly up front, Capello just got balked by one of those lap cars.
They're trying to get by one of the GT cars. The number 77 car with Ronaldo Capello. Gets on the brakes. Look, look, look. You know what?
Why did he get on the brakes like that? Oh, he was coming up on a very slow 36.
You know what? I don't think they hit. You know what? He didn't hit him. He did not actually make contact.
That was the definitive close call if they didn't hit. Capello coming in, and he's got Biela on his Left shoulder right there as they come through the final corner.
It'll be side by side.
They'll form up, you bet. This will be a formation deal. There's the celebration from the crew. Here come the Audis, their third sweep of the season. Unbelievable performance by this new R8 category of car. And
wow,
we've said before, the bar has been raised, not just in terms of those gearbox changes, but performance by these Audis. They're going to follow this one around. This is a moment of great pride here, not only for the drivers of this car, but everybody watching the American car, the Viper, with 2 American drivers coming through to claim its first win of the season. Here we go. And David Donahue gonna bring it home for Tommy Archer and Team Arica. There's number 7, Hans Stuck, and you might just hear a yodel when he comes across the line as he exits the final turn 11 hairpin and that little left-hander.
Capello jumps out, he gets congratulated by Alan McNish. Great performance by you two today.
Yeah, we had a good car all weekend with good tyres. And I think that was really the key, because we worked very hard all the time to try and make the car easier to drive. Even though we were quick, we knew we had to be easy on the tyres for the race. And it seemed to work so far. Boy, did not too bad for an Italian.
Today, I mean, the Porsche had no chance. I mean, it shows the Porsche is only fast on the straight. It's a car for ladies. And we are the men. We beat them in the corner. That's
Anyone can drive fast on the straightaway. Real men driving the corners.
Well, I'll tell you, what a great run, certainly for Donahue and Archer to win in GTS. They're in 8th overall, 10th overall Stuck and Said in a great effort. But up front again, a 1-2 by Audi, and you can't say enough about what Alan McNish was able to achieve here. Awesome job.